Hello, my amazing English learners. Welcome back to another episode of our English listening practice series. I'm so glad you're here with me today. Whether you're listening on your commute, during a break, or relaxing at home, thank you for choosing to spend your time improving your English with me. Today, we're diving into something very important for your speaking and listening skills: common English phrases, the ones native speakers use all the time. Why are these phrases so important? Because they help you understand conversations better and speak more naturally and confidently. If you've ever felt stuck or unsure about what to say in everyday situations, this episode is for you. I'll guide you step by step with clear examples and practice so you can start using these phrases right away. Ready? Let's jump in. Section 1. Why learning common phrases makes a big difference. Many English learners spend a lot of time memorizing individual words or focusing on grammar rules, but they still find it difficult to understand native speakers or sound natural when they speak. The real key to success is learning common phrases, groups of words that native speakers use together all the time. Why does this matter? Because in everyday conversations, native speakers rarely say single words one by one. Instead, they use phrases and expressions that help them communicate quickly, clearly, and naturally. These phrases often include idioms, collocations, words that naturally go together, and fixed expressions that convey meaning beyond the literal words. When you learn common phrases, you can understand faster. Your brain starts to recognize these phrases instantly, so you don't have to translate word by word. Speak more fluently. Using phrases helps you connect ideas smoothly and sound more like a native speaker. Boost your confidence. Knowing common phrases means you can join conversations without hesitation or searching for words. Catch meaning in context. Even if you don't understand every word, recognizing phrases helps you grasp the overall message. In this section, we'll break down why focusing on phrases is more effective than studying isolated words. I'll also share tips on how to identify and practice these phrases in real listening and speaking situations, so you can build a natural, flowing English style step by step. By the end of the section, you'll understand why phrases are the building blocks of natural English, and you'll be ready to start learning and using them to improve your listening and speaking skills quickly. Section 2. How to learn and remember common phrases easily. Okay, let's be real. Memorizing random words isn't fun, and it doesn't help much when you're trying to understand real conversations. So here's the better way. Focus on phrases, not just single words. Learn the little sentence chunks people use every day. Think about it. Native speakers don't think word by word. They speak in phrases like, "What's going on?" "I'm just hanging out." That sounds good to me. Now, here's how you can learn and actually remember them. Watch and listen on purpose. Don't just watch movies or videos, pay attention to how people speak. Notice what phrases come up again and again. Start a phrase notebook or notes app. Every time you hear a cool or useful phrase, write it down. Not just the phrase, also where you heard it and an example sentence. It helps a lot. Say it out loud, a lot. Reading a phrase once won't stick, but saying it 10 times out loud? Way more effective. Repeat it until it feels natural in your mouth. Use it in your life. Try using the phrase in your next English message, voice note, or conversation. The more personal it feels, the easier it is to remember. Have fun with it. Make it a game. Pick 3 new phrases a day and see how many times you can use them. Talk to yourself if you have to. That still counts as practice. So remember, don't just learn vocabulary. Learn real, useful phrases that people actually say. It makes a huge difference. Section 3. Repeat and speak. shadowing practice. Alright, now it's time to get your mouth moving. This is where we turn passive listening into active speaking. It's called shadowing, and trust me, it's one of the best tricks to sound more like a native speaker. So, what is shadowing? It's simple. You listen to a sentence. Then, you repeat it immediately, copying the speed, rhythm, and intonation as closely as you can. It's like being an echo, but cooler. Let's try an example. I'll say, "Hey, what are you up to today?" Then you repeat, "Hey, what are you up to today?" Notice how I didn't say each word super clearly or slowly. That's real English, connected, fast, and natural. Why this works so well? It trains your brain to hear English the way natives speak it. It improves your pronunciation, rhythm, and flow. It builds confidence because your mouth gets used to moving in English. Tips for better shadowing. Don't worry about being perfect. Just keep going. Start slow if you need to, then build speed. Use subtitles at first, then try without them. Do this regularly, even for 5 to 10 minutes a day, and you'll start to notice big changes in how you sound and how you understand others. Ready to shadow with me? Let's go. Section 4. Listen like a detective. Catch the clues. Alright, now let's train your ears to become super listeners, like English detectives. When native speakers talk fast, they don't say every word clearly. They blend sounds, drop letters, and sometimes entire words just disappear. But here's the secret. Even if you miss a word or two, you can still understand the meaning. How? By learning to catch the clues. Let me explain. Native speakers leave clues in their tone, context, and rhythm. It's kind of like watching a movie. Even if you don't understand every line, you can guess what's happening from the way it's said, the body language, and the situation. Let's take an example. Whatcha doin'? That's short for, what are you doing? You might hear this in a TV show or from a friend. If you're not ready, it sounds like one fast sound, watcha doin'. But if you train like a detective, you'll recognize the pattern and you'll start to catch it every time. How to practice this skill? Listen for the overall meaning, not every word. Guess from context. Where are they? Who's speaking? What's happening? Replay short clips and focus on the sounds being blended or dropped. Keep a small notebook or app to write down phrases that surprise you and review them often. Remember, you don't have to understand every word to understand the message. Just like a detective, you're looking for patterns, tones, and hints. And the more you do this, the faster your brain gets at understanding real English automatically. Ready to test those listening ears? Let's move to the next section. Okay, now let's make your listening super practical. One of the biggest mistakes English learners make is only learning the kind of English that's in textbooks. But native speakers don't talk like textbooks. They say things like, "I'm gonna head out. Wanna grab lunch? Let me check." These phrases are used all the time, but if you've never heard them before, they can be confusing and they go by fast. So in this section, I'll share real everyday English, short, common phrases that people actually use in daily life. You'll hear each one in a natural sentence, then broken down slowly, and finally, with space for you to repeat out loud. This is super important because these phrases help you sound more natural when you speak. You'll understand people better in real-life conversations, not just classroom English. You'll build your listening speed because your brain will start recognizing these common chunks quickly. Let's try one now. Fast. I'm gonna grab some coffee. Slow. I am going to grab some coffee. You'll hear more of these in just a second, so stay with me and repeat after each one. By the end of the section, you'll be able to catch and use phrases that real English speakers say every single day. Ready? Let's jump in. Section 6. Real Conversations. Let's put it all together. Now that you've trained your ears and your voice, it's time to bring everything together with real conversations. In this section, you'll listen to a short, natural conversation between two native speakers. No slow speech, no script-like grammar. Just real, everyday English the way it's actually spoken. Here's what we'll do. First, you'll hear the full conversation at normal speed. Just listen. Then, we'll go through it line by line. I'll slow it down. I'll explain any tricky words, slang, or connected sounds. And you'll get the chance to repeat each line out loud. Finally, we'll play the conversation again, and this time, you'll understand so much more. Why this works. You train your brain to recognize natural English patterns. You build listening confidence by going from lost to I get it. You improve pronunciation by hearing and copying real speech. This is how you move from learning individual words to understanding full conversations, the real goal of speaking and listening in English. And don't worry, I've picked a short, fun, and useful dialogue. Something like ordering at a coffee shop, meeting a friend, or asking for directions. So let's dive in, listen closely, and get ready to understand and speak like a native. Section 7. Everyday phrases you must know. Now that you've listened to a real conversation, let's zoom in on some key everyday phrases from that dialogue, the ones native speakers use all the time, but you probably won't find in a textbook. These are natural, real-life expressions that make your English sound smooth, confident, and fluent. For example, instead of saying, "How are you?" native speakers might say, "What's up?" or "How's it going?" Instead of saying, "I don't know," they often say, "Dunno" or "Not sure." In this section, I'll break down the exact meaning of these phrases, when and how to use them. And I'll give you clear examples so you can practice and remember them. We'll also do repeat after me practice, so you not only understand the phrases, you actually start using them in your own speech. The more you hear and say these real expressions, the faster they'll become a natural part of your English. So let's get started with your phrase training and boost your fluency with authentic English expressions. Section 8. Your daily listening practice plan. Now that you've learned new techniques, practiced shadowing, and picked up some real everyday phrases, it's time to make it a habit. Because fluency doesn't come from learning once, it comes from practicing a little every day. So here's a simple daily plan you can follow. Step 1. 5 minutes. Listen to real English. Choose a short English podcast, YouTube video, or one of our episodes. Just listen, no subtitles, no pressure. Let your ears get used to the rhythm of real speech. Step 2. 5 minutes. Shadowing practice. Pick a short clip. Listen to one sentence at a time and repeat immediately after the speaker. Focus on rhythm, tone, and pronunciation, not perfection. Step 3. 5 minutes. Speak out loud. Talk to yourself using the phrases you've learned. Describe your day, your plans, or even your breakfast in English. The goal is to get comfortable thinking and speaking naturally. Do this for just 15 minutes a day, and after 1 week, you'll feel a difference. Your brain will recognize English faster, your speaking will feel more natural, and your confidence will grow every single day. Remember, small steps, every day, that's how you become fluent. Let's move on to the closing section. Great job today, my friend. You showed up, practiced listening, repeated real English, and most importantly, you didn't give up. That's what makes you different from the rest. Fluency isn't about being perfect. It's about being consistent. Every time you listen, speak, and try, you are training your brain to think in English. So be proud of yourself. You're not just learning words, you're building confidence, building fluency, and building a new version of yourself. Before you go, here's a quick challenge. Try to use 1 or 2 phrases from today's episode in your daily life. Say them out loud. Use them in a sentence. Even talk to yourself. That's totally okay. And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to follow the podcast, share it with a friend, and come back for the next one. We've got more powerful tips, stories, and practice waiting for you. Thanks for spending time with me. Until next time, keep listening, keep speaking, and keep growing. You're doing amazing.